Gervonta Davis and his team owe me something, and I'm going to let you know what it is as we also cover some heated words from one of my favorite fighters, future Hall of Fame fighter, if I ever get a vote, Gary Russell Jr., who says Tank is on some BITCH moves. So let's get it in this video. Tank fights Lamont Roach in just about 8 weeks, a little less than 8 weeks, on December 14th in Houston, Texas. I'm excited about the fight. I may actually go. I don't know. I really do like watching fights at home. However, I'm really happy this fight card is taking place because, hey, man, at least we got some fights to watch on December 14th. But I have to tell you, man, I got a little bone to pick. I'm not serious, but I'm going to do it anyway. A little bone to pick with the Rise podcast. You know, Tank's official YouTube channel, who made some promises that I expect them to keep. So listen to this little short bit, and I'm going to tell you exactly why they owe me what they owe me.
Uh-oh, Lord. Yo, Coach Kenny, stop sending me this stuff when I'm at work, yo.
You'll be able to see these. See these?
Ooh.
I'm going to get him to sign them. Get what I'm saying?
Okay.
I want to see how he want to do it. Is he going to get them to hit his page or hit the Rise podcast? It'll be only two ways you'll be able to get to these.
Okay.
But this one, this is the money one right here.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Oh, I want one of them. Those things sweet. Hey, Coach, say that again. What's the information on how to get those?
We ain't put it together yet, but I'm just showing y'all that's what it is. It's based on how we set it up, as far as, you know, people that actually supporting us and supporting the channels and whatnot, because they're exclusive. You won't see this is the fight of the century right here. And I told everybody, every time I say something, it comes the truth. Mm-hmm. I sit there and say this fight is going to make everybody else start what? Fighting.
You can't duck and dodge.
Ain't no more ducking.
I just told him
everybody kept saying they never want the big fights and stuff. It wasn't. He was doing what he was told to do as a company man. They don't get it.
I became a $50 a month member to the Rise podcast. So I am going to get those gloves from Calvin Ford, Kenny Ellis, Coach Squeeze, and Senior over there. And I have to say, if you guys would not mind, just in your own homes, wherever you are, please just take a moment of silence for 5 seconds. And I'm going to do it in this video in sympathy and condolences to the family of Coach Squeeze, who I learned son passed away. And it's more important than anything, man, that we respect, you know, everybody's suffering. So let's take a quick 5-second moment of silence for Coach Squeeze's family. My condolences. So, Gary Russell Jr., who's from DC, has a problem with Gervonta Davis, and Gervonta Davis's opponent goes by the name of Lamont Roach. He says that he thinks that the fight with Lamont Roach is a BITCH move, and he wants to still fight Gervonta Davis. So, let me tell you why I like what Gary Russell Jr. did. And why what Gary Russell did in criticizing Tank is much different than what regular boxing fans are doing when they're criticizing Tank. Now, who is Gary Russell Jr.? Gary Russell Jr. is a boxer. Gary Russell Jr. is a former world champion, longtime reigning world champion. He is in the business of boxing. He is in the boxing business. He is training his brother, who is going to be fighting on the undercard of Gervonta Davis. He is, and that is Gary. I do believe Gary Antoine Russell will be on that card, which is really great news for me. I don't know who he's going to fight. They wanted him to he's really hoping he can get back with Puello and that Puello wins the fight with Sandor Martin. So, we know that he's still in the business of boxing. He's got another brother, Gary Antonio Russell. I do believe that I heard he's going to be on an undercard. He may be on the Jake Paul undercard, but he's on an undercard coming up pretty soon. So, after the passing of Gary Russell Sr., rest in peace again. Take a moment of silence and commemoration and condolences to his family as well. Ever since he passed away, Gary Russell Jr. has taken the mantle of that gym over, and he has also taken over the mantle of the training those fighters. So when he's talking about it, he's talking about it from the viewpoint of a competitor. And I can respect that. If a champion says, hey, man, I don't like that move in a boxing ring, right? Now, Gary Russell Jr. is somebody that fought bigger guys his entire career, too. I don't think I've ever seen Gary Russell Jr. in the ring with anybody that was bigger than that he was bigger than. I mean, only person I've ever seen I've never seen Gervonta Davis look bigger than anybody other than Isaac Cruz. But Gary Russell Jr., I've never seen him look bigger than anybody. And so the fact that he was fighting guys like Mark Magsayo with one hand, and he never took voluntaries. He never took a voluntary. He always had mandatories. And many people that wanted to criticize Gary Russell Jr. didn't really appreciate, in my opinion, didn't really appreciate what that means. That means nobody wanted to fight him voluntarily. Nobody was signing up and saying, yeah, let me get in the ring with Gary Russell Jr. The only way that Gary was going to get a fight is if the WBC mandated that somebody had to fight him. Okay? Now, Devin Haney and Devin Haney fans turned that on his head, ripped his name all kind of ways just to, make Devin Haney look better by comparison. But it doesn't change the fact that Gary Russell Jr. is one of the most duck fighters of this century for his time in 126 pounds, right? So if he says something is ussy stuff or itch stuff, hey, man, who am I to argue with him about that? Because he's talking about what he would do in the same situation that Gervonta's in, which Gary Russell Jr. understands because they're both world champions. They're also both guys that nobody wants to give credit for doing anything in their career. Just as a side note. So what's the difference between his criticisms and the criticisms that people are giving Gervonta? Well, some of the, let's say, camera shaking and goofy ass. I'm sorry, I'm bad. Camera ass shaking and goofy ass takes really are just trying to read at the root or just trying to circumvent what boxing really is. It's a sport with weight classes. And if somebody wants to challenge themselves, they can. However, that is not, honestly, it's the weight classes and the rules are there for a reason. If you're going to fight this guy, you have to agree on a weight, right? You have to agree on a weight. And if you can't agree on a weight, then the fight can't take place. That's just, everybody has the right to that. If you want to fight somebody and you don't want to fight at the weight they're in, nobody should get mad at you for that. Unless you guys are actually campaigning at the same weight class. That point, that you can cop an attitude about that, but not if they're just decide, hey man, you know what? I'm a 135 pounder. I'm not a heavyweight. So no, I don't think I want to do that. Oh, I would really be impressed if you did that though. But I know that I'm going to lose and I could really get seriously hurt. Yeah, but I heard you knocked out a heavyweight in sparring. If you knocked out a heavyweight in sparring, come on, man. Alexander Usyk should be nothing to you. If you can knock out a 200-pound man, As if obesity does not run rampant through the United States and there's a whole bunch of 200 plus men that a whole bunch of little dudes can whoop, but they're not professional boxers. So to act like you're knocking out heavyweights and because you hit somebody, you were sparring somebody that wasn't very good while you're a world-class fighter, man, to conflate that with being able to campaign with you're so much power that you can campaign. No, bro. Boxers like Gary Russell Jr., they may say something out their mouth like that. I mean, Gary Russell Jr., he may say something out of his mouth, to be tough, to be strong, to be like back up. But that little man, dog, Gary know dang well this size matter. He know dang well he ain't trying to get in no real tussle with a guy like David Morrell. If you asked him, he'd say he whoop him because that's what he's supposed to say. He's a professional athlete. I'm not going to hold him to it and demand that he do it. The idea that this man's knocking out heavyweights is ridiculous. I want to know the name of the world-ranked heavyweight that Gervonta Davis knocked out. That is going to be a lie. I promise you. I need to know the name of the 100th of a heavyweight within the top 100 heavyweights in the world that Gervonta Davis knocked out. If you can tell me that, then I'll believe that he's got the power to go all the way up to heavyweight. As if power is the only thing that is in a boxing ring and that power itself cannot be muted by size. Because your power can absolutely be muted by size if you're a littler guy hitting somebody that is twice your size. Try fighting somebody that big one time, and you will immediately get a sense that is something that is very, very different. And at a certain point in time, a little dude is going to crap out on that. But guess what? That's the end of the result. That's what people are trying to get Gervonta to do. They're trying to get Gervonta Davis to crap out. They're trying to keep putting him back at the gambling table. This man won a bunch of money, got off the table, got his money sitting in the bank, but you guys just want to, oh no, get up there and gamble again. Get up there, gamble it. Put it all on the line so you can lose everything. Like you really don't want him just to lose everything, man. Because if he beats that guy, you're going to turn around and say he didn't do anything again. You're just going to tell him he didn't do nothing and tell him to do something again with a different guy. And if he beats that guy, you're going to do the same thing another time and say, well, that's what he's supposed to do every fight. Do exactly what I tell him to do. Anyway, man, all a bunch of malarkey in my opinion. I want my boxing glove. I say that jokingly, you can keep it, but I did want to let y'all know that y'all can go sign up to the Rise podcast, and if you want an autographed Tank glove, yay, man, you may be able to get one, man. Let's talk about that. I don't know, seriously, I don't know if they're going to do that or not. I just want the glove. It's a beautiful glove. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.